Hi everyone. Now we will start with previous year board question of shares and dividend. So we will start with 1995 question. First question of 1991 is Mr. Sharma has 60 shares of nominal value. Nominal value is face value. You all know that face value of rupees 100 and he decides them to sell at a premium of 60%. He invested the proceeds in shares of nominal value rupees 50 quoted at 4% discount, paying 18% dividend annually. Calculate the sale proceed, number of shares he buys, is annual dividend from these shares. So let us write case 1. Case 1 में Mr. Sharma has 60 shares. So number of shares is equal to 60, whose face value is equal to rupees 100, and he sold them at a premium of, that is market value, which is selling price, sold them at a premium of 60%. So 100 plus 60% of 100, because whatever premium and discounts we have, that is on face value. So that you will get as MB is equal to 100 plus 60 is 160 rupees. This is the selling price of first share. He invested the proceed in shares of nominal value, that is case 2. Let us write case 2 over here. Case 2. Case 2 का nominal value, that is face value, is rupees 50 quoted at 4% discount. So MV is 50 minus 4% of 50. Therefore MV is 50 minus 2, that is 48 rupees. And what is given, it's paying 18% dividend. So ROD is 18%. Okay, these are the information which we get. So now first part, what we want, sale proceed. So what is sale proceed? Sale proceed is the amount which we get after selling first type of share. So here first type of share is case 1 में. Case 1 में we have 60 shares and it's selling at 160 rupees. So I will write first sale proceed, because they are asking sale proceeds. So I will write sale proceeds. It is what? Amount received on selling. So that is 160 into 60. 16 into 6 is 96. So 9,600 rupees he is receiving when he sells the shares of first company, that is case 1 में. Now 9,600 becomes amount invested in second case. So amount invested, whatever amount he is getting after selling, that is invested in second company. Amount invested is rupees 9,600. So therefore second part mein we want number of shares he bought. See, buys mein he is buying, and in here it is written he invested the proceed in the shares of nominal value 50 quoted at 4% discount. So now I will write number of shares bought. So what amount he has invested? 9,600, and buying each at rupees 48. So 200 shares he bought. Second का answer is 200 shares. Now third part में is annual dividend from this share. So we will find annual dividend. Annual dividend is equal to ROD 18% upon 100 into face value 50 rupees into number of shares 200. Cancelling these two, 2 into 50, 100, 100 into 18, 1800. So 1800 is the dividend on this shares, on 200 shares. So in this way you can write answers in the sub questions ka format mein. Hope this question is very much clear with you. Here we have very simple concept in which first case is given, in which number of shares, face value, market value is given. First part mein they are asking sale proceed. So sale proceed you have to keep in mind. Sale proceed ka definition is what? Amount received on selling the first company ka shares. Whatever shares he will be selling it, and whatever amount you are getting on selling, that is called sale proceed means he is investing that amount in the next company. Second question was how many shares he bought. So amount received on selling becomes amount invested for the second case, because same money he is using it to buy another company ka share. So here number of shares you can easily find, because number of shares is amount invested upon market value. We know market value, we know amount investment, so just to substitute in formulas. And third part is annual dividend. The annual dividend ka formula we know, ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. Go through this part. Question second. A man invests a sum of money in rupees 100 shares paying 15% dividend quoted at 20% premium. If his annual dividend is 540, calculate his total investment and rate of return. It's quite simple question. First we have a man invests a sum of money in rupees 100 shares. So face value is rupees 100, paying 15% dividend. So ROD is 15%, quoted at 20% premium. So MB is 100 plus 20% of 100. Cancelling 100, so MB becomes 120. Its annual dividend is equal to rupees 540. So here first partner we want investment. So what is the formula for investment? Investment is equal to number of shares into market value. We know market value, but we don't have number of shares. So that number of shares we can find by using annual dividend. So we can write annual dividend is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So annual dividend is 540, that is equal to ROD 15% of face value 100 into number of shares. So cancelling 100, so therefore number of shares is equal to 540 upon 15. So therefore finally I will get number of shares is equal to 15 3s are 6 are 36. He bought 36 shares. Now we want amount invested. So amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So if you multiply, you will get 4,320 rupees. This was my first question ka answer. Now second, what I want, the rate of return on his investment. The rate of return ka formula you can write ROR into MB is equal to ROD into FV. Hope you remember this formula. So ROR is equal to ROD 15% into FV 100 upon MV 120. 25s are 26 are 3 2s are 3 5s are 25 by 2, that is 12.50%. So in this way you can answer. This was the very simple concept based question. Question number third. A lady holds 1800 rupees 100 shares of a company that pays 15% dividend annually. Calculate her annual dividend. If she bought these shares at 40% premium, what percentage of return does she get on the investment? So here we have to find ROR, percentage return on this investment. Here I have to calculate annual dividend. So before that, first we will write all info. Number of shares is 1800 because lady hold 1800 rupees 100 shares. So its face value is rupees 100. You know face value is fixed value. And company is paying 15% dividend. So ROD is equal to 15% annually. First we have to find calculate annual dividend. So annual dividend ka formula you can write annual dividend is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So annual dividend is ROD 15% upon 100 into face value is 100 into 1800. You can cancel two zeros. So 15 into 18 27,000. 27,000 is the annual income for the lady. Now second part may we have to find percentage return. So that is same ROR. So ROR will be equal to ROD into FV upon MB. So ROD is 15%, FV is 100. Upon MB it is given care this shares was bought at 40% premium. So first we will find MB. I will write MB over here. So MB is equal to, you can first find MB and then substitute. Let us write it in that way. Wait. First we will find MB. MB is equal to face value plus 40% of face value. 40 upon 100 into face value. Cancelling 100, we will get 100 plus 40, that is equal to rupees 140. So this is what my market value is. So now I will write rate of return is equal to rate of dividend into face value upon market value. So rate of dividend is 15 into 100 upon 140. So cancelling this 0 if you cancel 2 5s are here, there is mistake, so just write it 100. It's 100. 2 5s are 2 7s are 15 into 5 is 75 upon 7, that is 7 10s are 75 upon 7%, and you have to give your answer correct to the nearest integer. So the nearest integer is 11%. So therefore rate of return is 11%. This is 15. Question number 4. A company with this type of question is important in board. You will find this type of question 2 to 3 times. They are asked same pattern question but just changing the number. A company with 1000 shares, it's 10,000. 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each declares an annual dividend of 5%. So first we will write an information for the company. First के लिए company का number of shares is 10,000 and face value is rupees 100. ROD is 5%. What is the total amount of dividend paid by the company? So total dividend paid by the company. तो company के we have 10,000 shares company के पास and its face value is rupees 100 and rate of dividend is 5%. So company will pay 5% dividend on face value on rupees on 10,000 shares. So 5 upon 100 ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So cancelling 100, company will pay rupees 50,000 as the dividend. This is my first part answer. Second part, what would be the annual income of a man who holds 72 shares in a company? So now out of 10,000 shares, one man is holding only 72 shares. So we have to find the amount received by the man who holds 72 shares. So income for man. Same way we will take ROD 5 upon 100 because same percentage man is getting, but here number of shares is 72. So 72 into 5 is equal to rupees 360. Man will get rupees 360 as the dividend. Now if he receives only 4% on his investment, find the price he paid for each share. So we have to find MB when rate of return is given. This is rate of return is 4%. So we can write ROR into MB is equal to ROD into FB. So we can write we want MB. So we will write, so therefore MB is equal to ROD into FB upon ROR. So ROD rate of dividend is 5, face value is 100 upon rate of return is 4%. So 4 ones are 4, 25s are 25 into 5 rupees 125. The man buys a share at rupees 125 each. Question number 5. A man invests rupees 16,800 in buying a shares of nominal value 24 rupees and selling at 12% premium. The dividend on this share is 15% per annum. Calculate the number of shares he bought and the dividend he receives annually. Very straightforward question. So first we will write amount invested is equal to rupees 16,800, whose face value is rupees 24, and selling at means market value is 12% premium. So 24 plus 12% of 24. 12% of 24. So therefore MB will become 24 plus 12 into 24 divided by 100. So you can get, let me check, 2.88. So adding you will get 26.88 rupees. So market value of the share is 26.88. First I have to find number of shares. So number of shares what is equal to amount invested upon market value, that is 26.88. So you can solve 16800 into 100 upon 2688, just cancel out, I think, so you can get 625 shares. The first part that we got, the number of shares he bought is 625. Second we want dividend. So dividend ka formula, dividend is ROD here is 15% upon 100 into face value is 24 into number of shares is 625. So we can cancel 4 6 are 4 25s are 25 ones are 25 25s are 150, 15 15s are 225 and 0. This is the amount of dividend man gets. Question number 6. A dividend of 9% was declared on rupees 100 shares selling at a certain price. Certain price we don't know what is the market price. But if the rate of return ROR is 7.5%, calculate the market value. So this is also a straightforward question in which we know ROD, that is 9%. This is ROD. This is face value. Face value is equal to rupees 100. ROR rate of return is 7.5%. If you will see, this formula is quite helpful everywhere. ROR into MB is equal to ROD into FV. Memorize this formula, it helps you a lot. So we want MB, so I can write MB is equal to ROD 9 upon face value 100 upon 7.5. 9 into 100 upon 7.5. You can just remove decimal. 9 into 100 into 10 upon 75. 25 3s are 25 40s are 3 1s are 3 3s are. So MB is rupees 120. Second part में this was the answer for first question. Now second question के लिए the amount to be invested to obtain an annual dividend of rupees 630. So amount to be invested, we want amount invested, but annual dividend is 630. So with annual dividend we can find amount invest, this number of shares, and then with number of shares we can find amount invested. So first I will take annual dividend formula. Annual dividend is equal to rate of dividend, that is 9% upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares. So 100 cancel, so therefore number of shares is equal to 630 upon 9, that is equal to 70. This I got. Now I want amount invested. Amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 70 into market value is 120, that is equal to rupees 8,400. Question 7. A man invests rupees 8,800 on buying a shares of face value rupees 100 each at a premium of 10% in a company. If he earns rupees 1,200 at the end of 1 year as a dividend, find the number of shares he has in the company. What is the dividend percent per share? So this is also a straightforward question. If you look at this, first information given is amount invested. So man had invested rupees 8,800. Amount invested is equal to rupees 8,800 of face value rupees 100 at a premium of 10%. So MV is face value plus 10% of face value. Always make a habit of writing this way. Don't write it directly 110 rupees. Make a habit of writing 100 face value plus whatever percentage of face value, that is 100 plus 10, which is equal to 110. If he earns rupees 1,200 at the end of a year, here we have ROD is equal to 10%. ROD it's not given. So first we want number of shares. Number of shares के लिए what we will do? Number of shares is amount invested, because here amount invested is given. Amount invested upon market value. So amount invested is 8,800 upon market value is 110. That is 80 shares. Man had bought 80 shares. Now second part where we want rate of dividend. So rate of dividend easily we can find using dividend formula. So we can write annual dividend that is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. The annual dividend is 1,200, that is equal to ROD. ROD we don't know. We can find ROD upon 100 into face value is 100 into number of shares. Number of shares is 80. 0 get cancelled. So therefore ROD is equal to 1200. This is 1,200 upon 80. 0 cancel. 15% per annum. Whenever you are writing rate of dividend, because here they say at the end of 1 year. At the end of 1 year means rate should be annually. So here we can write per annum for that. Question 8. A man wants to buy 62 shares available at 132 having par value rupees 100. So first let us write information. A man wants to buy 62, so number of shares is 62. Available at market value, available means you can buy it at rupees 132, having the par value of rupees 100. Par value means face value is equal to rupees 100. How much should he invest? The first part you can write amount invested, that is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 62 into market value is 132. So calculating you will get 8184. I am just writing it from left side. You can calculate and check. Second में if the rate of dividend is ROD is given as 7.5%, what will be its annual income? So we can write annual income is equal to ROD. ROD is 7.5 upon 100 into face value is 100 into number of shares is 62. 100 cancel out. Multiply 7.5 into 62, that is equal to rupees 465. Now third part, if he wants to increase his annual income by rupees 150, how many extra shares should he buy? So to increase an income by 150 rupees, he need to buy extra shares. So this type of question we had done in exercise part. So in that, what I had explained you, that I will same thing I will explain you again. Let number of extra shares we will keep as X, number of extra shares is equal to X. So 150 is the extra income on extra shares because he wants income to be increased by 150. So we will take annual income as 150, which is extra income. That is obviously on this 7.5% on face value. So 7.5 into 100 into number of shares X. Cancelling this, you will get therefore X is equal to 150 upon 7.5. So that is 20. So therefore number of extra shares is equal to 20. Do not do complicated method just like adding 150 to 465. You will get new income may you will find new number of shares, then you will subtract it from 62. It's quite complicated method and lengthy method. Okay, so I would like you to tell, avoid that method. Don't do that type of method. Just take extra share as X, then find income. Extra income is given, so just put it into a formula of annual income, you will get extra shares. Question number 9. A man invests rupees 20,000 rupees in buying a shares of nominal values rupees 26 at a premium of 10%. So let us write information. So amount invested is equal to rupees 20020, whose FV is rupees 26, MV is 10% premium. So 26 plus 10% of 26, that is equal to 26 plus 2.60. We can add, you will get 28.60 as an annual as a market value. If rate of dividend is 15%, ROD is given as 15%. We have to first find number of shares. So number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value, 28.60. So just remove decimal, you can solve by yourself. It's 700. Second question ka the dividend he receives, straightforward question. Dividend, it is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value. Let us not write formula. ROD is 15% upon 100 into face value is 26 into number of shares is 700. So 0 will get cancelled. 15 into 26 into 7, just multiply and check your answer. 15 into 26 into 7, 2730. Now third part में we want the rate of interest he gets on his money. तो rate of interest he gets on his money. तो rate of interest क्या होता है? Rate of return होता है. तो rate of return is what? ROD into FV upon MV. So ROD is what? Rate of dividend is 15% into face value 26 upon market value is 28.60. If you will remove your simple fraction is 150 upon 11, that is 13 11's 7 upon 11%. Just check this answer properly. Question number 10th. A man invests rupees 45,000 in 15% rupees 100 shares quoted at rupees 125. When the market value of this share rose to 140, he sold some shares just enough to raise rupees 8,400. Find the number of shares he still hold and the dividend due on him on this remaining shares. It's a quite straightforward question. So first we will write amount invested is equal to rupees 45,000 in ROD 15% face value rupees 100 quoted at market value at a time of buying is 125. At a time of selling market value was rupees 140. Okay. So now he sold some shares just enough to raise 8,400 rupees. So पहले number of shares bought, that is 45,000 he invested to buy shares at a rate of 125 rupees. So if you will calculate this, you will get 360 shares. So he bought 360 shares. For total investment is 45,000 and selling price is rupees 125. Now number of shares he sold, sold के लिए he just got rupees 8,400. So we will just take 8,400 divided by 140. So if you will calculate, he sold 60 shares. So out of 360, he sold 60 shares. So number of shares he is holding, number of shares still holds. That is 360 minus 60. 300 shares he is holding. The dividend due on him on this remaining shares. So second part, this was the first part ka question. This second is dividend due on him on this remaining shares. So remaining shares is 300. So dividend is equal to ROD 15 upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares is 300. So the 100 cancels out. 15 3s are 45. 100. The dividend on the remaining shares is rupees 4,500. Question 11. Mr. Tiwari invested rupees 29,040 rupees in 15% rupees 100 shares quoted at a premium of rupees or 20%. Quoted means you are getting it at a 20% premium, means more 20% on the face value. So here first we will write information. Information may we can write amount invested is equal to rupees 29,040, whose rate of dividend is 15%. Market value is face value is rupees 100. Face value is rupees 100 and market value is 20% premium. So 100 plus 20% of 100. So that is equal to 120 rupees. Calculate the number of shares bought by Mr. Tiwari. So first part is number of shares. That is amount invested 29040 upon 120. 00 will get cancelled. 12 twos are 12 fours are 12 twos are 242 shares Mr. Tiwari bought. Second part mein we want Mr. Tiwari's income on this share. So income, so we will write annual income is equal to ROD 15% upon 100 into face value into number of shares. 242 100 will get cancelled. So 15 into 242 is rupees 3630. Third part mein we want percentage return on his investment. The percentage return on investment is ROR. So third question ka answer will be ROR is equal to ROD into FV upon MB. So ROD is 15% upon FV is 100 whole upon MB is 120. 25s are 26 are 3 2s are 3 5s are is 25 by 2. So therefore ROR is equal to 12.50%. Question 12. This is an important question. Very important, you say. So first let us read question. Mr. Ram Gopal invested rupees 8,000 in 7% rupees 100 shares at rupees 80. The first information says कि Ram Gopal case 1 में, because here we have two companies, so we will write first case. First case में amount invested is rupees 8,000. ROD is 7%. FV is rupees 100 and MB is rupees 80. So after a year, he sold these shares at rupees 75 each and invested the proceed including his dividend in 18% 25 rupees shares at rupees 41. So first you have to find the dividend in the first year. So dividend for the first year will be, first case mein first part mein we have to find number of shares. How many shares Mr. Ram Gopal bought? So he had invested rupees 8,000 and MB market value while buying market value was rupees 80 for each share. So 8,000 upon 80 is rupees 100. So Mr. Ram Gopal bought 100 shares at a rate of rupees 80. Now we will find dividend. Dividend for the first year. That is first year mein he holds case 1 ka shares. So dividend is equal to ROD is 7% upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares 100. So in first year he got rupees 700 as an income. Now he sold these shares when it was rupees 75. So amount received on selling, that is sale proceed. Amount received on selling, that is equal to 75 into 100 shares. This is called sale proceed. Sale proceed is equal to rupees 75,500. Now we will take case 2. Case 2 mein he had invested the proceed including his dividend. See here given that proceed is what? Amount received on selling, but this amount is invested including his dividend in another type of share. So here we will write amount invested is 7,500 he got by selling the shares plus 700 he got as the dividend for the first company. So answer is 8,200 is amount invested, whose face value is rupees 25 market value is rupees 41 and rate of dividend is 18%. So here we have to find income on the in the second year. So for that, first we will find number of shares in the second case. So that is amount invested is 8200 upon market value is 41. So man bought 200 shares. Now we will find income on the second type of shares. So second part का income is income for second year is equal to same second year का rate of dividend is 18% upon 100 and its face value is 25 and he bought 200 shares. So 25 into 2 is 50, 50 into 9 is 900. So second year ki income is 900 rupees. Now third part what we want just look at the question. Third part mein we want percentage increase in his return on the original investment. So original investment pe what percentage of the income has been increased. So increase in income. First case mein if you will see income was 700. Second case mein income is 900. So we will say increase in income is 900 minus 700, that is 200 rupees. 200 rupees has been increased in the income. So we have to find percentage increase in return, that is increase in income upon original investment into 100. I will just write a formula. I will make formula increase in income upon original investment into 100. So original increase in income is 200 upon original investment is 8000 into 100. So three zeros will get cancelled. 20 upon 8 is 2.5%. So therefore this part is important. This part was new that we didn't did. Hope you had understood this sum. This sum was important. Just mark it as double star. I am going to ask this type of question in test. Question 13. Ajay owns 560 shares of a company. The face value of each share is rupees 25. The company declares a dividend of 9%. Calculate the dividend Ajay will get. So first question is very straightforward. For that first we will write information. Number of shares is 560. Face value is rupees 25. Rate of dividend is 9%. So first question we will find dividend received by Ajay. So dividend is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value, that is 25, into number of shares is 560. So 25 ones are 25 fours are 4 ones are 4 40s are 140 into 9. So 0 9 fours are 36, 3 9 ones are 9, 11 12, 1260 is the final answer for the dividend. The first question we did. Second question we have to find rate of interest, that is rate of return, rate of interest on his investment. If Ajay had paid rupees 30 for each shares, so Ajay has paid 30, that is its market value is rupees 30. We have to find rate of interest, that is rate of return. Rate of interest and rate of return is same. So I can write rate of return is equal to rate of dividend ROD into face value upon market value. Hope you know this formula. ROD is 9% upon face value is 25 upon MB is 30. So 5 5s are 5 6 are 3 2s are 3 3s are. So 15 upon 2, that is equal to 7.5%. Question 14. A company with 4,000 shares of nominal value rupees 110 each. Company declares a dividend of 15%. Find the total amount of dividend paid by the company. This type of question we had done in the previous board question only. So here number of shares with a company is 4,000, whose nominal value FV is rupees 110, whose rate of company has declared a rate of dividend of 15%. So first I will find dividend, that is annual dividend paid by the company. So dividend paid by company is equal to ROD upon 100, and its face value is 110 into number of shares is 4,000. So 15 fours are 60, 60 into 11, 66,000. 66,000 is paid by the company to the shareholder. Second part में the second part you can write here. Annual income of the Shahrukh, who holds 88 shares in the company. So annual income of Shahrukh is equal to same. Here again we will find income, but at that time we will take number of shares as 88 because Shahrukh hold 88 shares only. So ROD is 15 upon 100 into 110 into number of shares is 88. Calculate, you will get answer 1452. Now third part. If he receives 10% on his investment, ROR is 10%. We have to find the price Shahrukh paid for each share. So market value is question mark. So I can use market value is equal to ROD into FV upon ROR. This formula is very helpful. ROD is 15% upon FV is 110 upon rate of return. Shahrukh gets is rupees 10. So 10 will get cancelled. 15 into 11 is rupees 165. So Shahrukh paid rupees 165 to buy each share. Amit Kumar invested rupees 36,000 in buying rupees 100 shares at a premium of rupees 20. The rate of dividend is per annum is 15%. Find the number of shares he bought. So again, let us write information first. Amount invested is equal to rupees 36,000. Face value is equal to rupees 100 at a premium of rupees 20. So market value is face value plus 20, that is equal to rupees 120. So first we have to find number of shares. So first we will write number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value. So amount invested is 36,000 upon market value is 120. So calculating, you will get 300 shares. Second is yearly dividend. If you will see in board, you are getting just straightforward question. If you know the concepts and formulas, this type of questions are very easy to score. Yearly dividend. Yearly dividend में same annual dividend, yearly is annual. Here we know rate of dividend ROD is 15%. ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. 15 threes are rupees 4500. Third part में the percentage return on his investment, give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So third part में we want rate of return. So rate of return is equal to rate of dividend into FV upon MV. So therefore rate of return is, rate of dividend is 15%, face value is 100 upon market value is 120. 25s are 26, 3 2s are 3 5s are. So that is 25 upon 2, which is equal to 12.50%. Okay, I will always write decimals of 2 digit after decimals. You can write 12.5, but better you write 12.50%. Question 16. Vivek invest rupees 4500 in 8% rupees 10 shares at rupees 15. He sells the shares when the price rises to 30 rupees and invested the proceed. Here see sale proceed wala question hai. This is sale proceed question. In 12% rupees 100 shares at rupees 2125. Find the sale proceed. So let us do step by step. First we will write case 1. Case 1 में for we will do first, we will write amount invested is equal to rupees 4500, whose ROD is 8%, face value is rupees 10 and market value is rupees 15. So we have to find sale proceed. He sells these shares when the price rises to rupees 30. So MB while buying market value is 50, while selling market value is rupees 30. So he sold all the shares he holds at a rate of 30 each. So first we have to find the number of shares bought. Number of shares bought, that is amount invested 4500 upon 15. He bought 300 shares. Then he sold each shares at a rate of rupees 30. So first we want to find sale proceed. So sale proceed is amount received on selling. Amount received on selling, that is number of shares into selling price of one share. So 30 into 3 is 9000. Second part में number of shares of rupees 125 he buy. तो पहले we will write case 2 का all information. Case 2 का information में now he invested the proceed. So this 9000 is the amount invested in second case. So amount invested becomes rupees 9000, whose market value is rupees 125. ROD is 12%. Then face value is rupees 100. So second part में we will find number of shares bought. Number of shares bought, that is 9000 divided by 125. Whatever amount he got as selling, he had invested in second, buying the shares of second company at a rate of rupees 125 each. So he bought 72 shares. So now what they are asking, change in his annual income from the dividend. So we have to find annual income in both cases. So I didn't found annual income in first case, so I have to find annual income in first case as well as annual income in second case. So let us find annual income in first case. थर्ड पार्ट के लिए we have to find annual income in case 1. Annual income, this is case 1 का. Case 1 का ROD is 8% upon 100 into face value 10 into number of shares was 300. So cancelling 0083 are 24, 240 rupees was the income in first case. Now annual income for case 2. Annual income का rate of dividend is 12% upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares. What he bought? 72 shares he bought. So 12 into 72 is rupees 864. Both cases का annual income we got. Now looking at the annual income, we can say annual income increases by rupees 864 minus 240. So that is equal to rupees 624. So hope you had understood this pattern question. Question number 17. This is again very important question. Mr. Parekh invested rupees 52,000. So amount invested is rupees 52,000 on rupees 100 shares. Face value is equal to rupees 100 at a discount of rupees 20. So market value is 100 minus 20, that is equal to rupees 80. Paying ROD as 8%. ROD, rate of dividend, is 8%. At the end of 1 year, he sells the shares at a premium of rupees 20. So this MB is while buying it is an MB. So while selling MB at a time of selling 20 rupees premium. So face value plus 20, that is equal to rupees 120. So first case mein we have to find annual dividend. So let us find annual dividend. For annual dividend we need to find number of shares. So first we will find number of shares, that is equal to amount invested upon market value. While buying he paid rupees 80. So 650 shares he bought. Income, annual income is ROD 8 upon 100 into face value is 100 into number of shares is 650. Cancelling this, 650, 13, 13, 4, 52. 5200 he got as annual income. Now the profit earned including the dividend. Total profit whatever he is earning including the dividend. So profit mein what we will get? See, profit is equal to, while buying he had paid rupees 80 and while selling he got rupees 120 per share. So one share ka profit is 120 minus 80, that is 40 rupees he got profit on one share. Into how many share he has? 650 shares into 650. So we will get whatever profit he got while selling plus dividend. In this way you can find its profit, or you can find 52,000 minus amount received on selling plus dividend. The amount received on selling will be 120 into number of shares. So again calculation is of same type. So I would like to do in this way. Okay, profit, first I will find profit on one share. What profit he is getting on one share into number of shares he sold plus 5,200. So 65 126 000 26,000 plus 5,200, that is 31,200 he got as a profit. So this type of question may come in board. It's a logic question. Here you can easily understand how to get profit. Profit means buying and selling the difference. Buying and selling the difference is 40 rupees and he bought 650 shares. So we will just multiply 40 into 650 including its dividend. So add dividend also. Question 18. A man invested rupees 9600 on rupees 100 shares at rupees 80. If the company pays 18% dividend, find the number of shares he buy, total dividend percentage return on this share. So this is a straightforward question. So in this first, let us write all info. Amount invested is equal to rupees 9600. Face value is equal to rupees 100. Market value is equal to rupees 80. And ROD is equal to 18%. Find the number of shares he bought. So number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value. So divide both of them, you will get 120 rupees. Second case में total dividend. So simple total dividend का formula we will put. Total dividend is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value is again 100 and number of shares is, sorry, number of shares I cannot write in rupees. Number of shares is 120. 0 cancel, 18 into 120, that is equal to 2160 rupees. And third part mein what we can get, percentage return on the share. The percentage return is ROR. So ROR is equal to ROD into FV upon MB. So ROD is 18 into FV upon MB. MB is 80. So 24s are 25s are 2 2s are 2 9s are 9 5s are 45 upon 2, that is, so therefore ROR is equal to 22.50%. This was very straightforward question. Just put 3 formulas, you will get answer. Question number 19. Salman buys 50 shares of face value rupees 100 available at 132. What is its investment? So first, number of shares is 50 whose face value is rupees 100, available at market value is rupees 132. So first case mein we have to find investment. So amount invested is equal to number of shares into market value. So therefore amount invested is equal to number of shares is 50 into face value into market value is 132. So multiplying you will get 6600. First part हो गया. Second part में you want if the dividend rate is 7.5%, find its annual income. So annual income is equal to rate of dividend upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares is 50. Cancelling this, what you can get, 75 into 5. 75 into 5 is rupees 375. Third part is if he wants to increase the annual income by 150 rupees, how many extra shares he buy. So this type of sum we had done. So I will take let number of extra shares is equal to x. So 150 is the income on extra shares. So I can take 150 is equal to ROD 7.5% of face value into number of shares. Cancelling 100, so therefore you will get 150 is equal to 7.5x. So therefore x is equal to 150 upon 7.5. So you will get 7.5 into 2 is 15, 20 shares. So therefore number of extra shares bought is 20. Question 20. Salman invested a sum of money in rupees 50 shares paying to 15% dividend quoted at 20% premium. If the annual dividend is rupees 600, number of shares bought, total investment, rate of interest on his investment. So let us write information. Face value is rupees 50. ROD ROD is this is ROD. This is face value. 20% premium. Quoted at means you are getting it at 20% premium. So let us first write ROD. So MB is 50 plus 20% of 50. So cancelling you will get 50 ones are 10. So 50 plus 10, that is equal to rupees 60. If the annual dividend is 600, calculate the number of shares bought. So first we will use annual dividend the formula to find number of shares. The annual dividend, that is 600, is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So ones are, twos are, calculate. So therefore number of shares is equal to 600 into 2 upon 15. 15 ones are 15, 4, 40, 40 into 2, 80. So therefore number of shares is 80. First part is done. Second we have to find investment. So total investment is equal to number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 80 into market value is 60. 8 6 are 4800. Third part we want rate of interest. So that is rate of interest is ROR. Rate of return. So rate of return is rate of dividend into face value upon market value. So all informations are given. So rate of dividend is 15%, face value is 50 upon market value is 60. Cancelling 0 0, 3 2s are 3 5s are, so 25 by 2, that is equal to 12.50%. So again rate of return is 12.5%. Question 21. Mark this question as important question. Rohit invested rupees 9600 on 100 rupees shares at a premium of 20 rupees paying 8% dividend. Rohit sold these shares when the price rose to 160. He invested the proceed excluding the dividend. See here they are clearly mentioned that we don't have to consider dividends, but whenever they say including, then only you have to include, otherwise you don't have to include dividend in sale proceed. Second case in 10 he is investing the proceed in 10% rupees 50 shares at rupees 40. So find original number of shares. So first let us write info. So amount invested is equal to rupees 9600 whose face value is rupees 100 at a premium of rupees 20. So MB is equal to 100 plus 20, that is equal to rupees 120. Paying 8% dividend, ROD is equal to 8%. So first we want new number of original number of shares. So first question, original number of shares. That is equal to amount invested upon market value. So cancelling this you will get 12 8s are 80 shares. First part. Second is sale proceed. Sale proceed is what? Amount received on selling. While buying he had spent 120 and while selling MB at a time of selling he got rupees 160 each share. So sale proceed is equal to 160 into number of shares is 80. So 16 into 8, 6 it's 48, 4, 1, 2, 8, 00. 12,800 is the sale proceed. Third part may we want new number of shares. So new number of shares may first we have to write all info. So let us write info. Info may we will write case 2. Case 2 may amount invested is equal to rupees 12,800 because this amount after selling the shares he is investing in other kind of shares whose ROD is 10%, face value is equal to rupees 50 and market value is rupees 40. So therefore third question may we have to find number of shares, new number of shares. So new number of shares is equal to amount invested is 12,800 upon market value, that is 40. 00 cancel, 320 shares. He bought 320 shares. Now we have to find fourth may we have to find change in dividend, change in the two dividends. So next we have to find income on first kind of share, income on second kind of shares, then we have to find the change whether it is increasing or decreasing. So let us find income in first case. Income in case 1. Income in case 1 का rate of dividend was 8% upon 100, face value 100 and he holds 80 shares. So 100 cancel. The first case की income is 8 into 80, that is 640. Now income in case 2. Income in case 2 के लिए rate of dividend is 10% upon 100, उस face value is 50 and it holds 320 shares. 00 cancel. 32 into 50, 32 into 50, that is equal to rupees 1600. If you notice first case की income is 640 rupees and second case में income is 1600. So we can say income increases by 1600 minus 640, that is equal to rupees 960. Hope you had understood this type of question. Sale proceed wala question, if you find it confusing, just practice it again and again. It's quite simple. Sale proceed is just an amount which we get after selling first kind of share. That you have to keep it in mind. That amount is invested in second case. Question 22. Ashok invested rupees 26,400 in 12% rupees 25 shares. If he receives a dividend of 2475, find the number of shares he bought, then market value of each share. So let us write information. Amount invested is equal to rupees 26,400 whose ROD is 12%, FV is rupees 25 and income is rupees 2475. So first case में we have to find number of shares. So number of shares we can find using income. So we will write income का formula. Income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So income is 2475 into ROD is 12 upon 100 into face value is 25 into number of shares. So 25 ones are 25, 4s are 4, 1s are 4, 3s are. So therefore I can write number of shares is equal to 2475 upon 3. 3 8s are 3 2s are 3 5s are. So therefore number of shares is equal to 825. First question done. सेकंड क्वेश्चन में वी हैव टू फाइंड मार्केट वैल्यू ऑफ ईच शेयर. तो मार्केट वैल्यू के लिए आई कैन टेक अमाउंट इन्वेस्टेड because we know amount invested as 26,400. Amount invested upon number of shares. So that is 26,400 upon 825. Cancelling out, you will get market value is equal to rupees 32. This question was quite simple, concept based question था. Question 23. How much a man should invest? So you have to find amount invested. In rupees 50 shares, this is face value, selling at rupees 60 market value to obtain an income of 450 rupees. This is dividend. If the rate of dividend declare his ROD is 10%, find his yield percent. Yield percent means rate of return. You have to find rate of return to the nearest whole number. So first you have to find amount invested, then you have to find rate of return. तो पहले we will find number of shares using dividend. तो first we will write dividend का formula. Dividend is equal to rate of dividend upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So dividend is 450, whose rate of dividend is 10% upon 100 into face value is 50 into number of shares. 1s are 2s are 2, 1s are 2, 5s are. So therefore number of shares is equal to 450 upon 5. So therefore number of shares is 90. Now amount invested. Amount invested is number of shares into market value. So number of shares is 90 into market value is 60. So 9 6 are 54. 5400. First was very simple, how much man should invest. Second part है yield percent means how much your money is growing. Yield means obviously growth. बराबर, yield is growth. तो growth of what? Growth of your money. So growth of money is rate of return. So rate of return is equal to rate of dividend into face value upon market value. So rate of dividend is 10% into market value is 50 upon 60. So 0 will get cancelled. 50 upon 6. 22 3s are 2, 25s are. So 25 by 3. So therefore rate of return is 8 1 by 3%. To the nearest whole number is 8%. Question 24. A man invests rupees 22,500 in rupees 50 shares available at 10% discount. If the dividend paid by the company is 12%, calculate the number of shares purchased. So let us write info first. Amount invested is equal to rupees 22,500. Face value is rupees 50. Available at 10% discount. The market value is 50 minus 10% of 50. So 50 minus 5, which is equal to rupees 45. So market value you got, face value we have, amount invested we have. The first part mein we have to find number of shares. The number of shares is equal to amount invested, that is 22,500 upon 45. Cancelling it, you will get 500. You got first. Second is annual dividend. Annual dividend is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value is 50 rupees into number of shares is 500. Just cancel 2 zeros. 5 5s are 25. 25 into 12 is 25. That is 250 into 12. That is equal to rupees 3000. Third part में I have to find rate of return he gets on his investment. Give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So we are finding ROR. So ROR का formula is ROR is equal to ROD into face value upon market value. This is a formula which we are doing to find ROR. So rate of dividend is 12 into face value is 50 upon market value is 45. So 5 tens are 5 nines are 3 threes are 3 fours are. So 40 upon 3. So therefore ROR is 13 1 by 3%. We have to write answer correct to the nearest whole number. So that is 13%. Question number 25. A man invests rupees 4500 in a shares of a company paying 7.5% dividend. If rupees 100 shares are available at 10% discount, find the number of shares purchased. So information में amount invested is given. Rupees 4500. ROD is given. ROD is 7.5%. Face value is rupees 100. Market value is 100 minus 10% discount. So 10 upon 100 into 100. That is 100 minus 10, which is equal to rupees 90. Now first we have to find number of shares. So number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value. So 0 cancel, 50 shares. 0 cancel out. 9 ones are 50 shares. Here there is a mistake, so we need to make it properly. Second part में we want annual income. So annual income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares. So 100 will get cancelled. So 75 into 5, that is equal to rupees 375. So hope you understood. This was straightforward question. First we have to find number of shares, that is amount invested upon market value. Second is annual income. Question 26. Sachin invested rupees 8500 in 10% rupees 100 shares at 170. He sells the price when the price of each share rises by means increases by rupees 30. Means first while buying cost price was 170 and while selling price become 170 plus 30, that is equal to 200 rupees. He invests the proceed in 12% rupees 100 shares at rupees 125. Find the sale proceed. So first let us write information. Amount invested is equal to rupees 8500. In ROD is equal to 10%. Face value is equal to rupees 100. While buying, MB at a time of buying cost price is rupees 170. So first we will find how many shares he bought. He had invested 8500 at a rate of 170 each. So 50 shares he bought. Now at the end we want change in income. So we will first find income also. Income in first case is ROD 10% upon 100 into face value 100 into number of shares 50. My income in the first case is rupees 50, rupees 500. So now we will find first we want sale proceed. So sale proceed is amount received on selling. We have 50 shares and sold each at a rate of 200. So 200 into 50 rupees 10,000. He got 10,000 as the sale proceed, amount received on selling. Second part में we want number of 125 rupees shares. तो उसके लिए first we will write case 2 का information. Case 2 में ROD is 12%, amount invested is 10,000, face value is rupees 100 and market value is rupees 125. So second part में we have to find number of shares of 125 he buys. So number of shares is equal to amount invested upon market value, 80 shares. Now we have to find change in income. The first case की income was 500. Let us find income in second case. The income in second case is equal to ROD 12% upon 100 into face value into number of shares is 80. 0 cancel 12, it's a 960 rupees. So therefore third part में we will write increase in income because first part में income was 500 rupees and second part में income is 960. So our income increases by, you have to mention whether it's increasing or decreasing, otherwise you will lose your marks for this question. Income increases by 960 minus 500, that is equal to rupees 460. So our income increases by 460 rupees. Question number 27, 2020 का question है. The company with 500 shares of nominal value 120, just latest question है, declares a dividend of 15%. Calculate the total dividend. Here number of shares we have, number of shares is 500, nominal value, that is face value, is 120, ROD is 15. So let us find directly dividend. Total income is equal to ROD upon 100 into face value into number of shares. So 15 into 12 into 5. 12 5 is 60, 60, 15 into 60, 15 6 are 90, one more 0 I think so we have. So that is equal to rupees 9,000. Now second में we have the annual income of Mr. Sharma who holds 80 shares of the company. So again income for Mr. Sharma is ROD 15 upon 100 into face value 120. Now we will calculate income for 80 shares. 12 12 is 144 rupees, 1440. Third part में we have to find if the rate percent of Mr. Sharma from these shares is, this is third question, if the rate percent of Mr. Sharma is 10%, find the market value. We have rate of return, this is rate of return, we have to find market value. So MB is equal to ROD into FP upon ROR. So ROD is what? 15 into face value is 120 upon ROR. Rate of return is 10. 0 cancel. 12 into 50 is rupees 180. So this was latest question, was very simple. With this we are finishing shares and dividend. in which we had just used three formulas to solve most of the question. Hope you had understood this chapter very well.